Hi, all, Agent here. We're going to play Battle Arena. Surprise, because that's pretty much all I ever play. But we got a brand new hover to play. Just ran it through test mode real quick to make sure it didn't do anything crazy stupid on me. And this is our first match. So, what are we going to do? We're going to go take a tower, because that's the whole point of this mode, and I see way too many people playing Battle Arena like it's Team Deathmatch. It is not. Killing does not matter until their overclock level is like 12 or above, maybe 10 at most. So we're going to take towers. The most efficient way to take a tower, nose up to the corner where the colored strips are not. Look up, shoot up the inner row of crystals. That's all you need to do. You don't need to shoot any other crystals on the tower except for those. Have a sip of coffee here. So we're going to move in. Right now I can't charge. This is the early stages of the game, obviously. So the enemy's still kind of on their side of the map. I'm going to have a difficult time getting over there to steal their tower, but I'm going to try it anyway. I've got Cloak, I had a full energy bar. I'm going to go over here, kind of having some issues steering this thing because I haven't played hovers in a while, actually. Not hovers that turn really quickly. So we're going to nose up. I know there's enemies right over there. Same thing, nose up to the corner, shoot up the inner strips, and then we're going to get the heck out of there. I haven't even really been shot at yet. That guy just, I don't even know if he noticed I was there. He's too busy using his lock-ons to try to get people. So I did take some fire there, so I blink out of there and cloak. We're going to retreat all the way to safety. They're going to take that tower back, and that's fine. I can't defend it alone. There's at least two of them over there anyway. So I just take it, and it keeps them busy over there. Those two guys are now trying to take that tower back. And they're probably fighting over getting the last shot. Who knows? Maybe 2 or 3 more enemies went over there because, oh my god, there's crystals to shoot. We all have to get the highest score in the match, so we're going to go over and try to steal the towers from our allies. It's kind of what I'm going to do here. That guy wasn't really shooting the tower, and he blocked me because I was trying to drive in, and he just kind of got in my way. But that's all this build is meant for. That's all this build is meant for, is capturing towers. It's not meant for anything else. It obviously can fight, but that's not what I want to do with it. It's not incredibly tough. It's built around getting around the map stealthily and attacking the towers and the reactor. Somebody spotted me there. He's going to chase me into the base. So I'm not going to attack their reactor like I intended. I'm just going to get out and maybe go after this tower here. He doesn't seem to have followed me. Yeah, he's not behind me. So we're going to kill this guy only because he's super low on health. We're going to ignore that guy. We're not going to alert him to my presence. And instead we're going to look up and we're going to shoot up these connector strips. We're going to get this tower. We're going to get the heck out of there. I'm already taking some fire. He popped in behind me. Obviously, they're going to know when you're there if they're paying attention to the announcer. So we did take the tower. We blinked out of there with Cloak. We're going to go reset. We're going to go heal. We're going to sneak around again. They're probably going to take that tower back again, and that's perfectly fine. They're busy over there now, and they're not helping the rest of their team push forward and take more towers. So at this point, we have all the towers, and I'm left with nothing to do except for combat. You're going to get into situations like that, so I'm going to help my allies out where I can and try to engage some enemies in combat and support them a little bit. But as you can see, I get the hell out of there when things get hot. I'm not meant to be fighting mechs and stuff. I might take on another hover that's got some modules, but really combat, not this bot's thing. To be honest, this is kind of wrong too, to build a bot that's only good at capturing towers, because if the rest of your team is good at capturing towers too, then you're kind of weak. A good all-arounder bot can do combat just as well as it can take towers. That's not the route I went with this. I went with maximum tower and minimum combat, and that's because a lot of players in this game are bad or don't even care about taking towers. If you're playing in like a coordinated platoon and you guys know what to do, a build like this is probably going to be detrimental unless you all have like specific roles, like these guys do combat, this guy does towers, but that's usually not how it works. Usually good platoons, they bring well-rounded bots that are both very capable at combat and very capable of taking towers. And the best thing for that really is a fast SMG hover that has a module or two in it, maybe power and a shield or blink and a shield or something like that. some nanos mixed in to help your allies out, stuff like that. So we're going to go in, help get rid of him. I'm not really kill stealing. You don't get a whole lot of points for kills in Battle Arena. I'm just helping out. I'm not actually trying to steal any kills. And now we're going to light up their reactor, and then we're going to get out because obviously there's several of them in there. Thruster's not helping me here. I've got one on there, and it really messed up my escape because I'd lost all but one. But luckily we've got Blink up again. I've still got all my hover blades, missing most of the rest of my bot. But I've got the important bits intact. The entire core, the inside, the modules, and the hover, my movement parts, they're all okay. And that's the way I built this bot, was to be reduced to that in most cases before I die. And that's because if I start taking fire, I'm just going to flee. I'm not going to hang around and fight in most cases. So they got their shield up, but it looks like it's going to be, it's always dangerous to do this, but I'm going to go in and do some more hit and runs on the reactor. Lasers are not very effective at that. The best thing it does is that it alerts the enemies that somebody is attacking their reactor, and it'll maybe draw a few back. So we're going to help our buddy out there. Tried to shoot off one of his chain guns, but we are not going to stand face to face against those things and try to fight that guy. Not many bots should do that unless you're super tanky and you can shoot those guns off real quick, because those things, they will eat you alive. Do not go toe-to-toe with those guns, or shotguns especially shotguns. But chain guns are almost as bad. So we're being locked onto. Blipped my cloak to get rid of the lock. He's going to keep trying to get the lock, but we're going to just kind of dive down in here, circle around a little bit, you know, snake through the obstruction so that they can't see me. And then I notice somebody's taking my tower over here, so I'm going to help defend it. I'm not going to let him take it. I don't want him to respawn his dead allies. I don't even know if there are any at this point in the match, because I'm busy trying to core his bot. I want to blow out the center because that's where all of his important bits are. So that's what I did, was I kind of got up underneath him and aimed for the middle, where the sweet spot where all the connections are, because that's pretty much where everybody puts it. You don't want your connections on the outside. So it's a helpful tactic when going up against hovers, especially laser hovers that are obviously a little more tough and pack a little more firepower, redundancy and firepower than yours do, is to get up underneath them. So here I'm going to try to defend. Not my thing. There's 3 enemies shooting at me, so we're going to get out of there. Blink out, cloak again. We're going to go somewhere else. Nobody's over there to help. I can't do it alone. There's no point in being some kind of like martyr to try and defend something that you know you can't defend and win, and then wind up sitting through a respawn counter while, you know, the enemies laugh at you for being a dumbass. No point in that. But now that we've got allies over here, I'm going to come back and I'm going to help. Being not the best combat bot, I'm going to pick the weakest ones and engage those guys first. It's a focus fire thing where you get rid of the weakest bots first, and you reduce the number of targets to shoot at as quickly as possible by doing that. It's a good tactic to use even if you're not playing in a platoon. So we're going to shoot this guy's guns off. He doesn't have a whole lot of them. Doesn't have a lot of redundancy, obviously. But we're not going to chase the kill. Somebody else can handle that. At this point, we can really wreck their reactor. I'm a pretty high overclock level. So I'm going to move in, and I'm going to start shooting these connector strips down. And hopefully, we can win this match. They may take back their shield, but if you've got a lot of allies in there working on the reactor, a lot of the times, by the time they get their shield back up, it's too late. You guys have done so much damage that you can finish the job and win the match. And they didn't even get their shield back up here. So I didn't do the greatest. I didn't have top score, but our team was not bad at taking the towers, and I didn't have a whole lot to do. So I spent a lot of time flying around instead. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.